Hello and welcome to Healing Space with JentlyHealing. I am Jen Tilley and I am so excited to be here with you guys today on this awesome Sunday, which is definitely a different day than what we've been doing for a while. But man, it has been such an awesome and exciting and rewarding week for me. And I'm just so grateful to be able to do this podcast and also be able to do all the other things that I'm just getting such awesome fulfillment in my life with. And I am filled with gratitude, that's for sure. And I also want to show my gratitude to Robert Halley, who is the one that put that compilation of that meditation music before the podcast began. Robert, that just like hits it right on the head to be able to like start the show and just be able to have sound healing just start and come into this space is just so cool. Hello, Sammy. I am so happy to see you in here. And hello to Kevin. Greetings to you too. Beautiful. Gosh, man, it is so rad to have you guys be in this space with me. And we got Lisa in here as well. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. And welcome to anyone that's new and watching this space and not saying hello. You are so welcome here. And I'm so glad that we're creating such an awesome space together to just bring about healing. And I love our chat. It's so cool because it's like coming and hanging out with my friends. And that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, we get to come into this space and talk about how things have been going. For me, like last week, when I was on the podcast, how do I say this, man? Simply, our words are just so powerful. When we stand in our truths and what we're working towards and building towards, like starting with the new moon or the full moon, where the full moon I had said, hey, I want to give up my laziness. I'm going to, instead of throwing 16 things on my list of what I want to let go of, I'm just going to focus on one. And it made all the difference for me to just have the one. And Sammy, even you, when you're like talking about procrastination, because I felt like those also kind of went hand in hand. So it kind of like shone the lights because we're just like so entangled. And I love that process. And man, so it started with that, where it's like, I'm not going to be lazy. I'm just going to keep meeting myself and following like the next indicated step. And, you know, I had ideas, flood into me, and I was working on all of these different courses and putting energy towards it. But really, it's like putting the energy towards doing what it is that I love to do, which honestly, like my passion is about healing. It's about healing myself first and foremost, healing the caretaker, the one that used to go up and show a sick way of care to be able to people, but also like to twist the words, to be able to take care with what I do. Like it's like things were very close, but not quite there. And then when I had the new moon come in, and then committing to myself and to the universe and sending it out there and sharing it with you guys, that again, it is about building those platforms and being able to do this and be able to sustain a life, get food in my belly, take care of my things that I love. And in my space immediately, we're building something. And it's not just Zach and I are building something, but my friends that are here, they too are building something. And it just creates this like beautiful energetic dynamic that not only is happening inside this reality, but when we meet here in this space, that energy is flowing straight out to you guys as well, that we're all in this together. And so I love that I can have a space where I can come and share with you what that is. It's like, I don't even know how many years ago now, but a long time ago, it came out about the laws of attraction, manifestation, sending things out there, and that we actually create our realities. And it is very true. But, for me, and I think for many of us out there, that we are on a path that has resembled a lot of self-sabotage, not believing in ourselves, being afraid of conflict resolution. So we end up putting things aside and we do things where we don't end up taking care of ourselves. So the dreams that we wish for ourselves aren't actually what is being built. The energy that we put into things is what the universe is giving more of us, like more to us of that. This is why, like, immediately when I started the podcast, I talked about traumas, like how important it was to let go of those traumas, that healing the victim, because the victim is also the victimizer. When we identify with these things, we live in a dualistic world. So we're going to pendulum swing between both. And so when we're that perceived victim, every time we replay that victim story, we are the ones that are abusing ourselves. We are the ones that are victimizing ourselves. And those thoughts are actually what release the chemicals in our bodies, which is what we're actually addicted to. And so why not change that process to being, instead of it being cortisol and the stress and the problems and being addicted to that, but changing that perspective to wanting to build more. This is why we hug each other at the end, is building the oxytocin, building the serotonin, the things that are necessary building blocks for us to build our dreams. The other thing that I talked about on my podcast last week was just kind of like that humbling process for me. And I've been on a journey of humbling myself. I've gone and worked different kinds of jobs, but that was also a journey of learning to work my mind, learning to build tools. Like I didn't know how to cook. Like I literally didn't know how to cook. It caused conflict in a previous relationship. So what I did is I went and I got a job as a cook. Instead of like going and paying to take like cooking lessons, I decided to go and have somebody pay me to do that. And so, changing a dynamic of where I once was making this, $175 an hour to going and making some kind of minimum wage job, really kind of changed the dynamic of what money is and what energy and what that energetic exchange looks like. And that it wasn't about that. It was about building the person that I really truly want to be, and learning to nourish myself, if first and foremost, was a key component to that. And so I went out and I got all these fun different jobs, and it helped me work out my mind with the people and the magnitude of people I got to work with, that it didn't matter about what the hourly rate was, which led me to like exactly the things that ended up transpiring for me. Because really, like, I fancy myself a pretty highly educated woman. I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for my hunger to learn, that this is just something that I've had since I was very young, that I just wanted to know more about, just more. And so what I found though is in that egoic self is that then constituted me at this level of pay into the societal standard. And so in the end, last week when I was talking to you guys, is what I found. Oftentimes, if I talk to somebody, I'd be like, well, the work I do is kind of like massage, but it's not totally massage, because I also throw in this and this and this and this and this and blah, diarrhea of the mouth of all these things that I've learned. And what I found is that people can only take in what they can take in. And at the end of the day, a lot of times people just want a massage. They need the restful nature of what that provides. And that by saying this is not what I do, but it can be, but it's not, took away this dynamic. And also this great marketing tool. And I hadn't seen that. It was like I would continue for a very long time getting in my own way with it. So I'm like, I'm going to design these courses. I'm going to put this. Oh, Beth. Oh my gosh, Beth, I love you. Oh my gosh. Beth is somebody that I love and care about. She's up in one of my most favorite places in the world. I have two of my top, and Leavenworth is one, and Peru. Peru is my next. And Peru is my number one. But Beth, I love you. And I think about you all the time and the beautiful work we were able to do with you and your spine. And I'm so happy to see you pop in here. That's so awesome. I'm sending you so much love right now. And yeah, man, it's just been this journey of like, I learned this also being in Leavenworth is like, how is it to like send my resources out there and share, hello, I'm here in this space and build that. And I finally, I would think like I needed to do this ad or this advertisement, just like at this other place, like what I had done in Leavenworth, which I had recorded this great video and talked about what I could do and help. And the response was unbelievable. But what it was is that I had built something that I absolutely believed in, because I had not only proved it to the clients that I had worked with, but I had proven it to myself. And I got my dog right here. Just she got tangled up in the cords there. She wanted to come say hello, Red Dog. But oh man, gratitude to you, Beth. I love you and I think about you and I send you so much healing all the time. And I know it's been a crazy transition in this world and so much has changed. And especially for me, you guys. And it really, I talked about it, it is sensing how you're feeling. Like, I understand that I'm at a point where I need to be building something and doing this stuff that I love and I'm passionate about. So I start this podcast and I create that growth. And I find what that looks like in the space. I once did it every single day. Now I do it once a week. And I feel like I love the once a week, the excitement that I get coming into this space to just be with you guys. Like it's like I get to have Christmas once a week, and more than that, because it's like the leading up to the effects of that. And also just kind of what this platform is built. Even in the last like month, we've gone up like 100 or more viewers. And how awesome is that? You know, you just keep building. And so finally, I was just sitting there in my meditation and I was thinking about the videos that I wanted to record and do, and holding myself accountable, because that's all part of not being lazy anymore, and really meeting myself. And I just got this idea for this like ad, and it was just so simple. And I started to realize, like, the book, you know, I don't know if any of you read Keep It Simple, Stupid, but I read that probably like 20 years ago. So that information had come to me, but it is about simplicity, and also just believing in yourself and taking those pauses. Check how you feel. Like when I come into the space, I am not desperate. I'm not desperate in this space. I am happy to be here. And I'm happy to be following my dreams and sharing with others what it means to do that. And it's an unconventional way for the most part for the average of society. But the truth is it wasn't about that. It was about questioning absolutely everything it was that I believed. Everything, anything I would say, I believe that, I would go, oh, let's take a look at that. And then once I would come back to it, oftentimes those things that I've said that I believed, I didn't believe at all. In fact, I believed it more this way. And it's the navigating to learn what your truth is and what that looks like. And when we're healing ourselves, you guys, at the core root of what I found is if you stuff your issues, they go into your tissues. And that our bodies are a map to that. It shows us what we need to do to heal ourselves. And if we're not doing that, it gets louder and louder, and it creates the dis-ease in our body, the things that are not at ease anymore. It's, oh, my shoulders are screaming at me. Shoulders are funny. They're hinge joints. They hinge right into that heart. Something is most likely going on there. You're also looking at the side. Which side is it coming from? Well, this right side is your giving side. If you're having and expressing issues on this side, the thing, you take a pause and you check yourself, how you're feeling emotionally. Where are you struggling giving? As a caretaker, I could tell you this right side was all sorts of out of whack, but also the receiving side, which is the next. But this is your roadmap, you guys. Your body is always showing you your answers. Your right leg is telling you you're struggling with something in your future. So it's very common, especially if you're in a position of not following your dreams or knowing what that even looks like and is. And I was thinking about this today, like, not today, but this week. I was talking to this wonderful woman And she and I were talking about the television and how the television had been created originally. Its original creation was the hypno box. Literally, it was made for hypnotism. And now we have these fancy televisions with all these LED lights, and we've been pumped with a magnitude of information. And I found how that affected me. I don't watch TV, and I haven't for years. There's random shows here or there that something can be thrown in, but it's primarily like maybe once a year I'll watch something like that. But but what I found it did for me, like when I used to watch television, is that I lost my own creativity. I lost my own imagination. It was like it was doing that job for me. But where this caused the problem was that when I was communicating with somebody and somebody was talking to me, something went on in my brain, in me, it's me, that I no longer was strengthened in my creative mind that I could actually hear you. In fact, I was thinking about the next thing I was going to say. I was assuming what the pathway you were going to go down was. It was like I lost this connective ability of just hearing to hear what the other person had to say. And also my own confidence and belief in self that I would be able to say the right thing. And that came down also on the learning the amount and magnitudes of masks that I would wear. Many years ago, I remember finding myself in a position where I was agreeing with somebody, not agreeing per se. It would just be like smiling and nodding, but not sharing with them what I actually felt about that situation. In fact, I felt very adverse to it. And it was a lie by omission, but it was also like I would then have this interpretation of this other person that this is the boxed reality they had. And I would put on my own semblance of a mask by just smiling and nodding with them. But that wasn't me. And that wasn't authentically me. And I had to learn what it was to just speak my truth. I was afraid of the conflict. I was afraid to not agree with the other people on what they would think. But that was because I didn't know what to think about myself. And I was afraid of my voice. I was afraid of everything. But the only way that I could break that fear, break out of that anxious person that I had been, was to just do it, to just meet myself. And so in this last week, man, it was like just listening, following the next indicated step. I had talked to you guys and I said, you know what? I think at the end of the day, most people just want a massage. The reality is I end up putting this ad out there. I'm sorry, my dog is shaking everything. Hold on, I'm going to pet her. She's such a sweetheart. Aw, yes, I hear you. But I was calming that. It is just so fascinating to just take that pause. And so it was the next morning. I had gotten this request on Facebook that was for liking somebody's page about mantras. And I was like, oh, what a great idea. You know, I could take a mantra and, start recording that and just like starting to have a new idea of something to go down. But it really came down to using the mantra myself in the meditation, what I was getting of that. And it came to me, you just need to look up and about, different ads on massage specifically, and bing, bang, boom, it just came to me. I walked inside and I said, Zach, can you snap this picture of me? And within the next few hours, I had an ad up, and I can't even tell you the response. Like I still probably have 50 people or more that I have not even been able to get back to. But it's not like any of you that were following during my birthday time where I was like, I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of love and messages that I was getting. It was that I think my birthday was a wonderful warm up to being able to learn how to manage that magnitude of messaging that came in. And then the next step came is that the people that are coming are really highly the ones that I go down, like the ones with the diseases, the ones that have tried everything else, the ones that I was looking for. And oh my gosh, look at all the people that are coming in. Hi, Taya. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Happy birthday. You guys, it's Taya's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. It's another one from Leavenworth, Washington popping in. So much love. My heart is so full. Oh my gosh. Yes, happy day. Happy day on September 27th. I don't watch any TV with advertisements. Yeah, that's me too. I just want to read a couple things here. It is interesting to see the programming and subliminal messaging. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying with television, man. You got to watch out for it. If you're choosing to watch something, make sure that you're getting up, keeping your reality novel so that you're keeping your mind sharp. And watch for the subliminal messages that are in there, because there is a massive amount. And you know, there's reasons, like if I'm watching a show or something does come up that I end up watching it, I know that I'm watching for something that I am going to be learning. And it's just this different mindset when I go in, because I understand that it has been programmed to program me. And I am the governor of my own programming. And that is very, very, very important. It's my pleasure, Taya. I'm just happy to see you pop in, and I was sending you so much love today. So, oh man, my heart is just so full, so full. So, really, I think my biggest messages that I want to share with you guys: find what your passion is and listen. It's important also to heal yourself. You're teaching yourself this, and your body is a roadmap. If you're how you woke up with a sore neck, something's going on with your, as above so below, something's on your head or in your heart that you're not speaking about. And it's all connected. It comes in like that trimurti, the three parts. And you know, coming in and watching things like this is going to be very beneficial to help teach you about that roadmap as well. But it's important to listen to what you are saying. And even if it goes in first, to even those that you love so much, know that they're going to love you no matter what. And if they can't accept that, they just have a funny way of just not being in your reality anymore. It doesn't have to be a conflict. It's just that we're magnets and we attract those that are on the same vibration. And I've also found through many years of people coming in and out, mostly they come back. You know, most people end up coming back. And then a lot of times, sometimes that's to teach you about your boundaries and be like, oh gosh, you know, I really learned that, you know, this is something that I don't like to have in my life, and you set your boundary to that. And honestly, even like giving the massages, there's boundaries that I had to learn and be like, yeah, no, it is not that kind of massage, which was very interesting, because in the 20 some odd years I've been doing this now, maybe it's just my area, but there's definitely been like, now I have to put in a disclaimer to clarify exactly what kind, you know, the parameters. And it has just been a really cool journey. And you know, it's very interesting when you do set your boundaries. And like, it was like this one situation, I end up setting that boundary, and the very next client I end up receiving was a stroke victim. And victim, that's an interesting word to put on there. But a woman that had suffered a stroke like 15 years earlier. And so it is more in alignment. The universe is like, okay, I hear you. You don't want that. You want this kind of stuff. Because the rewards that I feel, that I love to get, are those that, let's say, like the woman that I had been working with, her hand, she didn't have use of it. And I went straight down to her foot, which people are like, it's not in this area, but it's in this area. And I knew exactly where that area needed to release. And her hand just opened right up. And she had not had that in like 15 years. There is something that is so awesome about that experience. There's no words that you can put on that. There's just really no words. The light that comes on within the person, like the hope, the change. Oh my gosh. And it just really is. It was just listening to the next thing. It was like bing, bang, boom. Okay, I feel this way. I see that. I knocked like $100 off my rate. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to beat every other masseuse out of this area, because you know what? It's not about the dollars. In fact, I learned to manage my life so well that I need so little in order to survive and be happy. I need money for food and a bit for the roof over my head. And it was like the energetic exchange just came back way more than tenfold. And I also had a meditation where, like, literally I jumped on to like the frequency and energy of the bandwidth of money. The energy, it's just an energy. This is also a whole other line that you go down, because it is a frequency. There's a reason money's called money, and it flows. And it flows. And, you know, what's really cool that I also see is those that choose to invest in themselves when they do this work, that energy is flowing right back to them as well. And man, it is really, really cool to be able to live in that experience, see that I have created a life for myself, that I can be a gypsy, I can be remote, I can say, you know what, I don't want to be in a winter town. This is actually like, I'd rather be in sunny California or down in Peru or these other places, and be able to help more and more people. I have created a life that I could be remote. And that's what I got to see, and get to see every time I change locations. I also learned, I don't know how much you guys know about uh, like the quantum physics, and uh, I just saw Robert jump on. Hi, Robert. Um, but it's called Z pinching. I don't know how much you know about Z pinching or different realities that you can enter. It's like, no matter where you move to, wherever you go, there you are. You're always there. That is the key factor. Even when I went through a near-death experience and pulled out of my body, I recognized that same thing, that I was still there. That consciousness still remained there. But there is a certain amount of energy when you come into a new location and space that can either project the success, or it can just fizzle out if you don't take action. So even if it's just you in that space, you keep that momentum going. And so I've found, like, certain locations I've moved to. Let's say I moved to one location and I had a dog pass away. And it was just like, boom, that energy of going through that new dimensional reality. I'm no longer in this space, I'm in this one. That it takes a while. If you stop the momentum, what stays in motion tends to, or what goes in motion tends to stay in motion unless stopped by an outside force. So if, like, let's say you go to a new spot and you have something like that, it can stop you. And then it takes so much more effort to get that back rolling. And that's kind of exactly what I found in all the new locations that I've moved to, is that it's a Z pinch into a new reality. This is, even when I talk about numbers 4, like, this is a conjunction point. You're going right through the center point. And physics will teach you, quantum physics, astral, like all of that talks a lot into why this is the case. But it happens for us. And man, oh, and hello. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited that you're all here. Oh, it is so awesome when we can all come together as a family and just be here in this space, Patty. I'm happy that you're here. So loving ourselves, creating what it is that we truly want. There was points where, you know, like creating, like, I knew that I like to doodle and draw, like creating. I knew that was important. So I brought, like, art back in, you know, and I would sit and I would draw and bring, like, that creative mind back. And when I would create like that, it would help my mind even in the creation of listening to somebody, because now that imagination, that the neural pathways were starting to connect. And so doing things that we love to do. So if you feel like drawing, take a moment and go draw something. Even if you don't fancy yourself as a good drawer, like or an artiste or whatever you want, like it's pulling that imagination out. Playing my native flute, playing my pan flute. It's just all the different ways that you can create the beauty of your immediate reality right now. It allows you the ability to see what it is you truly want tomorrow. Questioning everything it is that you believe also helps you do that because it's your belief. I know one of the first scariest things I ever did was questioning even the concept of God, and coming from the religious background was just like, that is not something you do. But I knew inherently inside of myself that if I was to question this, that even the concept of the God that I had at that point in time would be way understanding and forgiving. And the reason being is because my belief at the end would be 1,000 times stronger than it was at that very moment. So I know what it is to question everything, question marriage, question all of these aspects of what it is to love, to like the things that we were taught growing up, so that I could sit within my space and know what it was to be authentically me, and also know what was mine and what was somebody else's, in order for me to know what my true dreams were. I know that at one point in my life, I had a very successful quotes, air quotes. It was supposed to be the dream life with the children and the husband that was financially stable, and all of like the white picket fence life, the one that we were taught, the fairy tale. And I know within that space, when I got there, I died. I just died in that space. It was like I got there and I had no idea who I was. And I'm grateful that I had that experience. I'm grateful to the person that helped provide that experience for me, and that I helped provide that experience. But what I found is that I needed to look very, very, very deeply at why it was that I finally got everything that the world told me would bring me happiness, and I was miserable. Why? 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 And then I look at the fact that we all want to create a legacy. Our legacy is right now. I remember when I was selling everything and I was like, well, in this program over here, I want my legacy to be this. And in this program over here, you know, this schooling or this or that, these things that I walked away from. I wanted to be this image and this legacy. And it was so funny because it's not accurate. Like, people are going to interpret you the way they're going to interpret you to whatever level that they're at. But it's not about that. Like people will remember you the way that they remember you. I also got that a lot when like working with a lot of people with addictions, like people that would die and they were real assholes at the end of their lives. Like, really, they were assholes, cheats, thieves, all the things you didn't want to have around. But you'd go to their funeral and everyone would say all the most wonderful things about these people. But that's not how they had lived. That wasn't actually accurate to what they had built. And so it led me to question all of those things. Like, even if you wanted your legacy to be a certain way, the people were going to just interpret the way they were going to. Their judgment was based solely off of their own perspective. And and so, man, I've been just having a lot of thoughts, a lot of things coming. The thing that I just want to share and send out to you guys is just listen to your heart, man. Listen to your heart, bring in the logic. Then listen to your heart, bring in the logic. You balance that. You check how that one feels, and then you take the logical next step. And literally, I just listened. I just said, I listened, and technology is so advanced now, you guys. It too is listening. It is listening. Like, I don't know how many of you have the connection with your Google, but you can think something and then you go to type it and you type one letter and it already says the suggestion of what you're going to type. This has happened to me for I don't even know how many years and how long, but I'm telling you, AI is listening, and AI can help us if we are being cognizant of that. And that's exactly kind of what that turn of events was. It was like, here's the ad that you need to make. There's very little changes except you need to simplify the wording. People just need it very, very pointed and straightforward. And oh my gosh, instead of convoluting it with all the other stuff, oh my gosh, hello, Sam, welcome. I'm so glad you're here too. Everyone is here. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. So yeah, let's follow our hearts and listen to that. And if any of you want to share, if anything profound has happened in your week, I'd love to hear about it. Man, yeah, my heart is full. I'm feeling a calling to do an animal card draw with you guys and bring in some meditation. And I thought totally what we can do today is just like building our dreams and loving ourselves right here and now. And you're so cute. I love you. Yeah. and if any of you like any animals that have come into play for you guys, it's so interesting. I shared with you guys that orb weaver spider has been here for at least 3 weeks now. It might be going on a month. And man, she has just been weaving those dreams. Like there's a reason that she came into this space, and unbelievable the timing of that. So animal medicine, man. Let's see what it has to say. So let's do what is helping us this week. It's this guy right here. Oh, interesting. It's going to be the grouse. And when I pulled it, it is upside down. The grouse is the spiral. Interesting. Interesting that it is in reverse. Wonder what it will have to tell us. And it is, you guys, we're moving forward all the time. It's not going up and down or in or out. We're constantly moving forward within the space. It's a spiral. And that's how it operates out there. You get deep into the physics and you start to learn about how this world and universe is operating. You're going to learn just that. I highly recommend watching Dan Winters. If any of you want to learn more about that, Dan Winters is, does he do plasma physics? Plasma physicist? Brilliant man, and brings in quite a lot of good info. You have had doggy visitors this week. Yeah. Yeah, so interesting that Red Dog popped in today. I know, I was wondering about that because she definitely wanted involvement within this space with us today, you guys. So the love of a dog. Oh, yes. Okay, so where we're at right now, it just fell out of the deck. We're at the Swan again. Oh, my gosh. So cool. Also, I always see red-tailed hawks. Oh, interesting. Zach's mom was very much the red-tailed hawk, Candy Hawk. Her last name was Hawk. That's awesome. So you have the rooting message of the hawk coming to you, Sam. That is pretty powerful. Let's see what is hindering us this week. Oh, interesting. Hindering. It's this guy. Upside down squirrel. That is gathering your resources. Oh my gosh, how fun. So, yeah. And Sammy, with that hawk, it is the messenger. The rooting messenger is coming your way. I opened right up to grouse. Oh, and then I don't know if you said something about, and I saw Lisa, you said fox. Ooh, interesting. I like it. Huh. Wonder if fox is in here. Yeah, it is 137. It's the trickster, I want to say. It's camouflage. Fox, where are you? Under the ferns, becoming the forest, so I can learn. Are you watching, invisible to me, trying to teach me to become a tree? Ooh, that's really beautiful, Lisa. Thanks for bringing in the fox. So we're going to start with the grouse. And the grouse is, again, that sacred spiral. Grouse of the sacred spiral, leading us on to reach the everlasting heights where we can live as one. Drawing the grouse medicine card in the reverse position signals dissipation of energy and lack of control and discipline. It is symbolic of a lost connection to the source and signifies a lack of clear intent behind an outpouring of energy. Oh, I already have to stop because how perfect is that? That then we pull the grouse and then I see Sammy pull in the hawk, which is the messenger, which would be really bringing about like the information to us where we're lacking control and self discipline, and that would be things that are helping us within this space. You may feel like you are in a tailspin or going down the drain. Confront confusion either in yourself or in others who may be in the picture. Examine the way your energy may be causing friction, sparks, or a convolution of a situation that needs clarification. Work towards harnessing your energy and directing it towards clearly defined goals. Such is the nature of the sacred grouse dance. So really, it's like define your goals. This is how it's going to be helping you this week, is when you're bringing about the definition of what your goal truly is, and using this sacred dance as a tool to right contrary grouse. You may also find that it is a tool to center or ground you. And there it is, Sam. No, yeah, Sam, sorry, Samantha and Sammy. But yeah, I mean, it's right there, the grounding. So you're talking not just hawk, but you said red tail hawk, and red is the color of the root chakra. So we're getting like the message really of rooting that, bringing in the sacred spiral of rooting this information. If you have become so involved with an idea or problem that you are no longer seeing it clearly, you may feel dizzy or lacking in concentration. This is a sign that you have entered the thought universe and are not connected to physical reality. You need grounding if this occurs. Dancing or walking will put you back in touch with earth and your body. Grouse may then teach you how to notice the energy flows that put you in harmony and balance with body, mind, and spirit. So good. Yes, Patty, totally upcoming for recharging for this week. And we're getting a lot of help with this. 39 is going to be back this way. So to the swan. And this was in the upright. Swan is grace. So it's traveling through this time with the grace. Red is the color of my hair too. And red dog came around. We got a lot of red, you guys. So what we're really being told is we need to bring about that love and best friendship like the doggy, and the grounding, and understanding that the world is operating in a spiral. It's, you're not going up and you're not going down, but it's going with the flow of that. But part of that flow is that you're here in this reality. So keeping yourself grounded within this space will be what is communicating to our goals, so that we can reach our dreams and just have these awesome things just manifesting into our lives, because that's what's promised to us. It's just part of the universal law. It's just how it works. So I love it. Swan, the power of woman, entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. Little Swan flew through the dream time, looking for the future. She rested for a moment in the coolness of the pond, looking for a way to find the entry point to the future. This was a moment of confusion for Swan, as she knew that she had happened into the dream time by accident. This was her first flight alone, and she was a bit concerned by the dreamtime landscape. As Swan looked high above Sacred Mountain, she saw the biggest swirling black hole she had ever seen. Dragonfly came flying by, and Swan stopped him to ask about the black hole. Dragonfly said, "Swan, that is the doorway to the other planes of imagination." Just like the Z-pinch, you guys, that I was talking about. I have been guardian of the illusion for many, many moons. If you want to enter there, you would have to ask permission and earn the right. Swan was not sure that she wanted to enter the black hole. She asked Dragonfly what was necessary for her to earn entry. Dragonfly replied, "You must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented, without trying to change Great Spirit's plan." Swan looked at her ugly little duckling body and then answered, I will be happy to abide by Great Spirit's plan. I won't fight the currents of the black hole. I will surrender to the flow of the spiral and trust what I am shown. Dragonfly was very happy with Swan's answer and began to spin the magic to break the pond's illusion. Suddenly, Swan was engulfed by a whirlpool in the center of the pond. Swan reappeared many days later, but now she was graceful and white and long necked. Dragonfly was stunned. Swan, what happened to you? He exclaimed. Swan smiled and said, Dragonfly, I learned to surrender my body to the power of Great Spirit and was taken to where the future lives. I saw many wonders high on Sacred Mountain, and because of my faith and my acceptance, I have been changed. I have learned to accept the state of grace. Dragonfly was very happy for Swan. This is like choking me up, guys. Swan told Dragonfly many of the wonders beyond the illusion. Through the healing of her acceptance of the state of grace, she was given the right to enter the dream time. So it is that we learn to surrender to the grace of the rhythm of the universe and slip from our physical bodies into the dream time. Swan medicine teaches us to be at one with the planes of consciousness and to trust in Great Spirit's protection. If you pulled Swan, it ushers in a time of altered states of awareness and of development of your intuitive abilities. Swan medicine people have the ability to see the future, to surrender to the power of Great Spirit, and to accept the healing of transformation of their lives. The Swan card is telling you to accept your ability to know what lies ahead. If you are resisting your self-transformation, relax. It will be easier if you go with the flow. Just like everyone just wanted a massage, even though they actually need the healing, but it's just going with the flow of what's being presented. Dude, it's amazing. Stop denying that you know who is calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches and your gut knowledge and honor your female intuitive side. And intuition, you guys, is a sense. Just like you trained your sense of smell, just like you trained your sense of hearing, it is a sense. So you must train that sense of intuition as well, but you have to step out of your way. And this is where logic can be very helpful. Let's see what Sammy, the spiritual representation of red is power, energy, vitality, dominance, action, assertion, creation, survival, passion. When a spiritual sign appears in your life that is red, it usually represents that you are ready to take action on a new goal or project that you have been putting off. You guys, look at how this is just like going hand in hand with what we're talking about. I love this. That's fabulous, Sam. I dyed my hair red, and that's that is so cool, you guys. So awesome. So now, what is hindering us is this upside down squirrel. So let's hear what the squirrel has to say for us. What enlightening words do you have to share? It's the gathering. Squirrel, you have gathered nuts by the score, exactly predicting if you'll need more. Teach me to take no more than I need, trusting great mystery to harvest the seed. Oh gosh, so fitting. The contrary medicine of squirrel is the hoarder, a fearful person who expects the worst and is stuck in waiting. Waiting for something to happen is the trap. No action equals stagnation, but a little of squirrel's erratic energy might get things moving. If squirrel is hanging upside down on your branch, you may have begun seeing the world through opposites, hoarding your thoughts of abundance so that fear of scarcity takes hold. You may ask yourself, 1, have I denied my ability to produce enough space for abundance to enter my life? 2, have I denied my connection to the Earth Mother from whom all things flow? 3, am moving too fast? Have I taken on the erratic nature of squirrel without having any focus? 4, am I leaking my energy on worry instead of gathering power through being prepared? Remember, one of the squirrel family gathered the energy of eagle and connected to the Great Spirit. Now the squirrel can fly. Oh, wow. That is awesome. I love that. Washington State has flying squirrels, and I I've only ever seen one in my life, and it is a pretty cool sight to see that magnificent creature taking flight like that. I love it. So, you guys, um, again, the cards are so on point. They're so on point for me. I'd love to hear how they are for you. But I said, I know we are so connected, and we're all very much on a very similar path, and that's of healing, or we wouldn't be in this space. Um, so I would like to take just a moment as we lead into the meditation space, the meditative mediation of this space. And this is finding a seat, making sure that you have water. Water is just very helpful. Every cell and muscle, you're just made up pretty much of 80+% water. And water is very intuitive and very powerful. And so energizing that within your space and making sure that you're staying hydrated. And then also finding a comfortable position. And what we'll do is within this meditative space is calling in our power, asking for assistance from these animals, and building our dreams and our goals. And yeah, so I'm going to take a drink. Red Dog wants to be reminded that she also, if you want to bring in some dogs and the concept of red, let's do some rooting in this meditation. So again, the root chakra sound, well, it's Lam. So you could do the mantra of Lam, 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 or the sound of and that goes more like So if you would like to bring in your own sound to bring about healing, those are the two I would recommend for you. Good. So as you find your position, whether it's seated or standing, the most important part today is that you're comfortable, that you have a space where comfort surrounds you. And we'll begin with taking in a breath through our nose of clear, crystalline light, and breathe in that light, and exhale through your nose any dense energy and slough that out. Breathe in through your nose, crystalline light, and exhale any of the negative, dense energy in your space. Very good. And breathe in the crystalline light and breathe it down into your belly and circle this light around this space and hold it there. And with your exhale, think about exhaling the dense energy off through your feet. Imagine it going out through your feet into the earth. Very good. And breathe in and push the light down past your belly, down into your sacral chakra, into your pelvis, and circle that light around in that area. Very good. And exhale now the crystalline light. Now that we've gotten the negative, dense energy out, breathe in the crystalline light. Exhale the crystalline light. And now in your mind's eye, above your head, draw a triangle. Just with your mind, draw a triangle. And then connect the points of that triangle below your feet. And now connect another triangle below your body. And connect those points above your head. And place yourself within this space. And breathe in the crystalline light. And breathe out. Now inside this Merkaba, your space, your sanctuary, this is your safe spot. I have placed a big, heavy wooden box. Go to this box and open up that heavy lid. And take off anything that could be restricting this sacred spot. Any anger, any grief, any self-doubt, any self-sabotage, any hate, bitterness, guilt, shame. Take it all off and just put it inside of this box. If you ever want it, you can come back to it anytime you want and place it there. And take off that meat suit as well. The body, you are a higher version of just that. You are so much more. So place that too inside the box and come be with the highest light version of yourself, your creator, your powerful you. And when you're ready, you shut that lid, that heavy wooden lid, and know at any point you can come back. But for now, it's in that safe place, those things, the negativity. And come and place yourself with this beautiful crystalline light, you. And breathe in that space and out. Where only love is spoken here, your coherence to you and your dreams, you and your life, you and right now. And now we call in the grouse, the sacred spiral. Can you see it coming? Grouse of the sacred spiral, leading us on to reach the everlasting heights where we can live as one. And on your crown, on the top of your head, you have a wiring system. This is part of your DNA, where we can interpolate the information of the sacred spiral, the information that the grouse holds and brings to us now. Take your wires and connect it to the heart of the grouse and receive this information. Breathe in the grouse. Breathe it down through your wires and down through your crown, down into your mind, and circle it around that third eye and inside this space. And breathe the grouse down through your throat, bringing about the power of your voice and spiraling that into your reality you create with your words. And breathe down the grouse into your heart and spiral this energy within this space and receive the information it has brung and it carries to help teach you. And now we bring in another. Leave the grouse within that space for now. It is part of you. And now we call in the swan with all her grace, her divine feminine grace that she can teach us. Swan, the power of woman entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. And take more of your wires. And 2, plug in your DNA, your wires into the heart of the swan and breathe her down into your space, down through your crown, down through your mind that needs so much grace to navigate this reality. Honoring you, my friend, bringing love and transformation. And breathe her down through your throat, where here you know how to gracefully speak your reality, gracefully speak your love, gracefully speak your boundaries. And you breathe her down now into your heart, into this space, and breathe her there and circle her around. Very, very good. Thank you for coming, swan. Thank you for coming, grouse. And now thank you for coming, squirrel, and teaching us of gathering. Draw your attention now to the squirrel and the image of the squirrel gathering its resources. And connect more of your wires to the heart of the squirrel. Squirrel, you have gathered nuts by the score, exactly predicting if you'll need more. Teach me to take no more than I need, trusting great mystery to harvest the seed. I see this squirrel being the flying squirrel with the wings of the hawk, of the messenger coming to teach. And breathe the squirrel down into your mind, down into your throat, and into your heart where you can receive and hear this message. And we also call in the dog, the friend, the companion, the love and the coherence that happens within the space. And to connect your wires to the doggy, to bring love and teach you about unconditionally loving yourself exactly how you are now. Beautiful, loving, caring, and kind. And connect your wires to the heart of the dog and breathe it down into your sacred heart space. And here, allow them to play and roam. Only love is here. Coherence of the message of what you need to receive. And sit in your silent spot while I play for you. And come back to your breath. Breathe in through your nose, the crystalline light. And breathe it out into your space, out into the universe, out as far as you can imagine. Breathe it back in. And this time, send that energy down into the earth and root it with the power of the red. Red roots coming out through your feet, connecting you to your earth and to your space and to the reality that you're creating now, sinking you to your dreams and to your heart. And breathe it in and breathe it out. And give yourself this love. Take your right hand and circle this crystalline light of love permeating your reality. And give the love to the critters that have come. Thank you for coming and teaching us a new way of seeing this reality. And take your left hand and place that over your heart too. And breathe in the love and receive it back into your space. And breathe it out and breathe it in. Very good. Very good. How much lighter do we feel now within this space? The space that you created. We created together. Very good. I love you. I love you here. And take a moment and go put your meat suit back on. Go back to the box and grab it out. If there's anything else you'd like to grab, do that now. And when you're ready, notice that your meat suit too is lighter as you're lighter. It doesn't carry the same weight because you cleared the space. You are more than that meat suit. But it's a beautiful meat suit you chose, and I honor that. Now, with me, take your arms and wrap it around your vessel, as I'm doing. And we're going to give each other the biggest group hug that I'm sending out to you, and I'm receiving right back. And here in this space, we're creating a magnitude of oxytocin and pumping them and coursing them through our veins. Breathe that in. Feels so good. And I'm breathing in the serotonin and the dopamine to bring about this strength. There's nothing to stress over. You are enough. You are strong and capable. You have proven that just by being alive. Look at all that you've been through. You can do anything. If you can imagine it, it is possible. I love you guys so much. And I often pop off so fast without seeing all your awesome comments. Oh man, I'm still wanting to hug you guys. Okay, more hugs. Your flute tonight was magical, always is, but so soothing, made me feel so much lighter. Oh, Patty, I'm so happy to hear this. Oh my gosh, you guys said so many comments back up in here. 1, 2. I do the two-tone. Oh, you just saying it. Fun. I love that. Oh, went too far back, you guys. Thank you for being here. I put my meat suit in its own resting box away from all the negatives. Oh, I like that. I like that. Good. I don't know what you're saying, Wilso. Welcome though, and I appreciate that. Only muy poquito español. And but I appreciate you being here. And the thing that I have learned, because I actually have a lot of non-English speaking clients, that healing speaks one language, and that is love. And it's not the words that we need, it is the love that is spoken, and it is the actions that come behind that. And Sammy, I love you. Thank you guys for being here with me tonight and today. I am going to say that I'm going to be moving my podcast to Sunday nights as opposed to the Fridays. I It's my day off, and honestly, I love hanging out with you guys, and that's exactly what I want to do on my day off. And this is a very good day for me, and I think Sundays is a very good day for a lot of people out there. And so we'll keep the same time, 6 o'clock. But I will see you next Sunday at 6, and maybe before that on Facebook and whatever else. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. If you can, take a moment to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can remember that on Sunday we're coming up. And love you guys. Love you all. And I will look forward to seeing you on Sunday next week. Bye.